family of a grade 8 Northern Cape female learner who was allegedly stabbed to death by a fellow female learner says they're searching for answers and want to know what prompted the killing. 14-year-old Athleen Van Wyk was allegedly stabbed to death by a fellow grade 8 learner at the Rosendale Intermediate School in Upington in the Deputy Principal's office this week. Our reporter Rosendale Intermediate is on the story. Let's cross live to him now. A very good morning to you, Reginald. What a tragic story.
Good morning to you, Desiree. Yes, well, indeed. A very sad week for the community of Upington this week. And before I can get to Athleen Van Wyk's story, I need to mention, as we are speaking now, a funeral is currently taking place of a grade 4 female learner, a 20-year-old sister and a sister's boyfriend, whose bodies were found at a kennel also here in Upington on Monday. So that funeral is taking place today. And the Van Wyk family at this house where I'm at this moment, last week Saturday, they also buried an aunt, a cousin, Samueline Solomons, who was shot several times, allegedly by her husband, in full view of Samueline's 10-year-old daughter and also her mother. Now, he appeared in court this past week. And then on Wednesday, the same family received the news that their 14-year-old daughter, niece, she was stabbed to death allegedly by another grade 8 female learner at the Rosendale Intermediate School, which is not very far from where we are now. Now, this all happened in the Deputy Principal's office on Wednesday, and it's a sad week for the family. They are busy preparing to lay Athleen Van Wyk to rest, but without any further delays, I am now joined by a family member, Athleen Van Wyk, who will just speak to us on this tragic incident that happened at the school on Wednesday. Good morning to you, Anthea. Just tell us, it's a very sad week for you as the Van Wyk family, and I can't even imagine what you are going through at this moment as a family. How do you cope?
We are trying to cope. As we say, it's sudden and tragic, and the family members, some are still in shock, and it's like unbelievable because you see your child in the morning and then the next moment you hear that she's no more. So the family is trying to cope. Her mother is heartbroken. I mean, it's been busy with all the stuff in the family, so it's difficult. And I can't explain to you how all of us feel, but there is no hate feeling. No, we are just trying to cope and overcome what happened to us.
And then also, when I spoke to you earlier in the week, you said you as a family that you are still looking for answers. Do you have any idea as to what happened now?
Until now, we don't know. We know that the previous day there was a fight between the two girls. And then the next morning, the incident happened, but the police didn't come back to us. We still don't know what was the cause of the fight and what happened further on. Until now, we're still waiting for answers. We have questions, but no answers. And I think if we can't find answers, it's going to take time to heal. Because how do you heal if you don't have answers? That's what's currently happening.
Also, just when we speak about Athleen Van Wyk, the 14-year-old daughter, cousin, describe her to us, what type of person she was and what she loved.
She's very outgoing, short, sportive. She just received a certificate in her age group for netball, although she already passed away. Lovely child, happy, no matter the circumstances. She was a very clever A student, a child, and we thought that she would bring it far, but unfortunately this happened.
Just lastly, funeral arrangements. Speak to us in terms of that.
Funeral arrangements, we are trying to do what we can. The school said they would be able to, but I know that there's always financial constraints because there's a lot of things happening at school. But we are trying to cope. There's people reaching out to us, so I believe we will be able to do the funeral properly the way.
Thank you very much. That was Athleen Van Wyk, a family spokesperson. Now, I am also joined by the district director of the Northern Cape Education Department, Mr. Gordon March, just to tell us in terms of what how the department is feeling about this latest incident. Mr. March.
Good morning, Reginald. Good morning, viewers. As the Northern Cape Department of Education, and in particular the ZMGAU district here in Upington, we are very saddened by this incident. Because when we send our children to schools, we send them to get some education and to return safe back home. Also, we are teaching in loco parentis, which means that in the absence of the parents, we as the teachers and educationists are the parents.
And then also in terms of the learners at the Rosendale Intermediate School, did they receive any counseling because this incident happened at the school?
Yes, on the very same day, on Wednesday morning, we sent a senior team of the department to the school. There were also counselors which then give counseling to the learners and some of the adults, the non-teaching staff as well as some teachers. They counsel them because they were affected by this tragic incident.
And then also, Mr. March, last month we saw Itumeleng Vidboy, who was also stabbed and stoned to death at Bliklip Secondary School in Postmasburg. 3 pupils are appearing in court. And with all due respect, Mr. March, a school should be an environment where our children get education and not be seen as a crime scene. The department is continuously saying there are programs in place. Where are these programs?
Yeah, Reginald, we definitely have programs in place. We engage in a school safety protocol with the African Police Services, as well as with the Department Transport Safety and Liaisons. We also have an Adopt a Cop program where we have police officers at all schools. For example, here at Rosendale, we have Sergeant Benjamin. He's on a weekly basis at the school. We also trained all teachers first aid. And we ensure that during intervals and all other breaks that educators are around the premises.
Thank you so much, Mr. March. Well, Desiree, that was Athleen Van Wyk, family spokesperson, and also Mr. Gordon March, District Director for the Northern Cape Education Department, speaking to us about this tragic incident of 14-year-old Athleen Van Wyk, who was stabbed to death allegedly by another grade 8 female learner on Wednesday at the Rosendale Intermediate School. Now we know that while Athleen Van Wyk's peers will be making their way to school from now on, her footsteps will be no more, and may her soul also rest in peace.
Thank you very much there to our colleague Reginald Vidboy.